What's going on, everybody? It's ShamefulPenguin here, back with another video. Today we're going to be going over my build diary for day one, how the build is going, my Atlas progression, and everything I did day one of league start for Scourge League 3.16. I'm going to talk about the league mechanics, like what I think about it, if I'm enjoying it or not. Then I'm going to talk about my build, and then my Atlas progression, and like how far I got day one. So yeah, we're gonna get started on the Scourge. What do I think about that? Scourge is awesome, man. Scourge looks so cool. Like, just the look of it alone makes me think this league is really awesome. Just like going back and forth between the two zones, and the ability to like corrupt your items for like god tier items is like a really cool idea. I haven't really been abusing the crafting of the items too well yet. I'm mostly corrupting my maps very well. I'm going to start corrupting uniques probably soon and see what I think about that. I got two okay-ish items while leveling that I put in there, but not post-map or post-game in the maps. I haven't gotten anything too good. I need to start like getting some like pretty good crafted items and start corrupting those and see how that goes. Yeah, so Scourge is really cool. The mechanics are really clean, popping back and forth. So the way I understand it works is when you pop in to that other realm, it's like a whole new map, and all the modifiers are based on your map plus whatever the modifiers are of that new realm. So it's like plus experience, plus pack density, blah blah blah. And so the first time you pop in, it's like you entered a brand new map, and you enter from and it's a copy of your current map. So say you're on waterways and you pop in, you'll pop into another waterways, same exact map layout, and you'll go through. But the thing is, if you pop back in to you're in the same area you've already cleared, there'll be no enemies. So you gotta make sure when you're popping in and out, it's areas you haven't previously cleared in that zone. So in the normal map, you can clear whatever you want, like a normal map. But when you pop into Scourge, it's like popping back into that other Scourge map that you were in previously. And you gotta make sure you just pick your location a little bit better. So once you learn that, it's really smooth mechanic to pop in and out. Just tons of extra pack density. Any clearing skill, bow skills, anyone that's played the Stormbrand I recommended and doing like pretty okay is probably loving this mechanic. It's just so much more density, so much more just free kills and everything. It's just really easy to generate XP with it. So that's really fun. I really love the Scourge League so far. I haven't done any like later game mechanics or whatever about it. On my Scourge tree, I have the two items equipped, and then I have the map. I'm almost to the bottom layer. I have 4 additional skills to unlock, and then I've unlocked the bottom layer. So if you know what that means, you know where I'm at with the Scourge stuff. So yeah, that's the Scourge. Pretty awesome. Liking it so far. We'll figure out more as we go on. Next, we'll go over my build. So I chose the physical Exsanguinate Trapper. I'm going poison with this because poison is just free damage with this, man. This Exsanguinate hits so many times and really hard that you like overlap that damage with poison. So if you don't know, poison is based off, I think it's like 30% of your fizz and chaos damage is turned into poison damage, and that's taken as chaos damage over time. And if you hit them 10 times within like that one frame, they'll take 10 stacks of poison, so you do 300% of whatever damage you do. And yeah, so Exsanguinate hits a bunch of times, and it's really clean mapper. I changed a little bit too early in the leveling process, so Exsanguinate felt really bad for like 6 or 7 levels. I didn't have my second ascendancy when I changed, so that might have been another reason. So once you get your second ascendancy, you should take off Lightning Trap, and you put on Exsanguinate with trap support and trap and mind damage. Make sure you at least have a 3-link. Then you'll be doing really well. If you can put on chain support, you'll be doing even better. So for right now, I have that exact setup, except for I have them on Deerstalker, so you get trap support for free. So you can put on a 5th link basically. So I'm basically running a pseudo 5 link So I have like clusters, trap and mine, chain, Exsanguinate, all of this really strong. So yeah, trap and mine damage is your 5th link. If you only have this as a 4 link, Exsanguinate, chain support, cluster traps, and then the trap support. So yeah, that's your 4 link if you don't have the boots, but I highly recommend you get the boots. They're like 2C, man. And if you're playing this later in the league, it's like going to be like 1C or less. So yeah. And then Exsanguinate isn't our main skill. Seismic Trap is actually our big boy. Seismic Trap is the little pulsings that you'll see. You'll see it in like 5 seconds. It does these pulses, and it does insane damage. And you can overlap like 4 of these at a time. It's a cooldown skill, so you can look at my bar. Every time I cast one, it takes a little bit time to regen, but you can overlap all of these, and they'll all go at once. And this is your boss DPS. It's a little bit iffy because the overlap damage is like not consistent. Sometimes you're not hitting, sometimes you are, but it does an insane amount of DPS. So just because it scales so well. So this is your main link. You want to get this on a 6 link ASAP. And the links you want: Trap and Mine, Advanced Traps, Seismic Trap. That's your 3 link. As a 4th link, you can kind of decide what you want to do. I went with Life Tap because my mana is pretty awful. Like I have like no mana regen, so I take off Life Tap. I can cast 2, and I have to wait like 6 seconds before I can cast a 3rd. So if you put on Life Tap, you use your life pool instead of your mana pool, and you don't have mana issues anymore. Congrats. As a next link, I would put Void Manipulation. This is our biggest DPS increase because poison's based off our fizz and chaos damage, and then you're scaling that poison damage with Void Manip. So a lot of good things going for it. Unbound Elements is the 6th link. This is what I saw in the POB. I don't know the exact reason that Unbound Elements is the better choice than something like Swift Affliction or whatever, but I'm just going to trust the POB. I'm going to trust Zai, so we're going to go with that. As for the other links, not as important, just like Immortal Call, cast 1 damage taken, Withering Step to apply Withered on the enemy. As you can see, this little circle, if they're within it, they apply Wither. Self-casting Bane on enemies, just for more dot multi. I have Flame Dash going. And then we'll talk about our auras. I have 4 auras going. So first one is Skitterbots. This is a no-brainer. Applies shock and chill to the enemies. You get trap and mine damage, blah, blah, blah. Just free choice, free shock. Shock is just so good. So, yeah. We have Grace because we are in evasion base. So we have a lot of evasion, and we get even more because of Grace. We got Herald of Agony because we want to hit 100% poison chance with this build, and I'll go over that when we go over our passive tree. And lastly, we got Arctic Armor because I wanted immunity to freeze. You also get like a buff for taking physical and fire hits while stationary. Well, not as important. It's mostly for the freeze immune because Saboteur makes us immune to shock and ignite. So then we're freeze immune with Arctic Armor. So we're ailment immune. We can still be chilled. We can still be like all the other ailments that are that. But the most common are shock, chill, and ignite. And we're freeze immune, so I don't mind being chilled because I can't be frozen. As for the items, really bad. You can look at my my account. You can look at the POB for better items. I have really bad items. I basically have a +1 a dagger. You can get a +1 wand, and then just life and res as I can get on anything. That's basically it. Some evasion on stuff too. That's about it. Gear is nothing to talk about. Passive tree is pretty. Oh, I'm also using Bear Trap. Been liking Bear Trap because it kind of like slows the enemy down. You do a lot of damage with it, but you slow the enemy down to like really slow. Their action speed and movement speed goes really slow. So when you hit them with that, your seismic trap, like if they're trying to leave your seismic trap, you hit them with a Bear Trap before, and then they struggle to leave. So it's really helpful. And yeah, so the passive tree, you can go over the POB to look at it. But the main thing about the passive tree I want to explain is you got to get 100% poison chance. So we're going to go over our poison chance. So we get 15% from this node right here, Toxic Strikes. We get 15, so we got 30. We got 40. So we have 40% chance to poison. My math might be wrong because I'm trying to do this quick for you guys. 40%, and then we go up here. We got 50 and 65. So we got 65 chance to poison. and if you leave it like that, you're gonna struggle. So we got Herald of Agony on, and Herald of Agony gives us an additional 20% chance to poison on hit. So we got 85% chance to poison now, which is really strong. So 85 is really good, but it's not 100. We need to hit 100. More than 100 doesn't do anything for us, but lower than 100 kills your DPS. So lastly, I got a Coated Shrapnel. This gives us 25%. So now I'm 110% chance to poison, and you can check my math because you can go on to Exsanguinate, offense, chance to poison 110, like Bear Trap, doesn't really matter, that's not our damage, and Seismic Trap 110%. So we have 110%. Why is Bear Trap not, anyway, forget about it. Probably because it's a spell, and this one only affects spells. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna question it. But yeah, chance of poison 110%. You just need 100. If you can get exactly 100, that's better. So yeah, and then if you get this jewel, put it right here because it gives additional trap and mind damage to every passive in the area, and this is kind of, you get a decent amount right here. What else? So another mechanic, we're a dodge, we're an invasion base. There's no dodge. We got an invasion base, so we're using spell suppression as well. So we get spell suppression right there. We're gonna eventually get it on our shield, and we can cap on spell suppression. So right now I have 71%, which is pretty good, but we can definitely reach 100% with a decent spell suppression shield. Another thing I want to talk about is my anointed expeditious munitions, which is right here. It gives us AoE, so our seismic trap bubbles are a little bit bigger, and trap throwing speed, which is whatever. You're gonna want to anoint Force Shaper because Fizz is extra cold, is extra chaos, so that's just 10% more damage because your chaos damage and your Fizz damage is turned into poison. So if you're doing 10% Fizz is extra chaos, then that's just 10% more. So that's just how it works. So the conversion works really well with that node. So try to anoint that when you can, but it does cost a silver oil, so I'm going to do it later. And yeah, so that's pretty much it I want to talk about. My Atlas progression, to go really quick. I'm going to fight Cyrus very soon. I have enough DPS for Cyrus. I'm not too worried, so that'll be really fun. But yeah, all the things you saw, I've been doing yellow maps pretty consistently. It's pretty fun. Highest tier I've done is a tier 7, I think. Do I have any? Yeah, I did some tier 7s. I haven't done any tier 8s yet. I've only done tier 7s, so working on that. I don't have any DPS issues on anything, as you saw in the clips in the beginning, so I'm not too worried. I think this build will carry to red maps pretty easily without any investment in the budget. The only thing I bought was that one jewel. This one jewel right here is the only thing I purchased on this build. Or no, that's a lie. And Deerstalkers. So I purchased Deerstalkers and these. Everything else I picked up. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of motivation to see that like this build is really strong. If you're thinking about trying it, I recommend you try it. Seismic Trap, I'm calling it right now, will be nerfed next league. I'm calling it. Well, there's a theory that it's going to be a nerf-ageddon next league because they buffed too much this league that they're going to like bounce back and nerf it again. But I'm calling it right now. Seismic Trap will be nerfed next league, so look out for that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I will see you guys in the next one later.